send the other songs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 454. It's Tuesday, January 29, 2013. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on Earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Plus we bring in the segment Into an Interview with the finale of my interview with Canadian country singer Amy Rose. Mike's Daily Podcast. And some news came out about the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. I went there once. It was cool. It was a free show. Mike's Daily Podcast. They do like free shows during the summer, like every day. It was awesome. But here's some new news, and that is they're going to be expanding, including a really cool thing that I think I should choose to tell you is going to be on the Potomac River, an outdoor floating stage. The Potomac River floats right by the center, and I think I failed to engage you in an interesting topic. Oh, well, I thought it was interesting. Whatever. Mike's Daily Podcast. I went to Washington, D.C. in 2009, did a bunch of free stuff, and had really good weather. Mike's. But I just wanted to Daily take a memory lane podcast walk down. Yeah! About the Kennedy Center. All these great shows they do for free. It's amazing. And then they charge a lot of money for other stuff they do. But whatever. Oh, look, who just walked in. Hello, my goodness. This is Madame Rootabega. Madam, I say whatever a lot, don't I? Yes, you do, but whatever. Yes, so that's the Kennedy Center. Have you ever been? No, Mike and Basil. So they are going to expand it? Yes, they're doing Carrabba marble on the outside. It will be designed by Stephen Holt. It'll take place south of the center. Includes an outdoor video hall. One pavilion will float on the Potomac as an outdoor stage, and public gardens will link the center with the water. Wonderful, Michael Master. I don't make it out to Washington, D.C. as much as I would like to. Oh! You know, actually, it's interesting. We live near the San Francisco airport, and now Virgin Airlines has a flight that goes out there, a direct flight to Washington, D.C., and Dianne Feinstein takes it. I know this because a friend of mine, Terry, saw her on the plane. Who is Dianne Feinstein? No, that wasn't an answer you were supposed to give on Jeopardy. It's a politician, famous politician here in the Bay Area. Politicians, schmoliticians, Michael Master, I wanted to tell you that I am going to marry Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, everybody's talking about him. He's on the cover of Rolling Stone. I'm sort of not a big fan of his. Why not, Michael Master? He is so sexy. Sexy? Yes. I don't know. I might be jealous of his success. But, you know, he stands there and he's pretty mellow. And then he uses these things I'm not really familiar with called jokes. And he talks to famous people. I did see where he does his show across the street from, I think, the Chinese theater in Hollywood. He's like right at the El Capitan theaters where he does his show. And he does seem to keep his roots, his traditions there in California, in Southern California. When he did the Man Show, he did that in Southern California, even employed the Fox, whom actually my mom worked for. He's this German guy. He's the guy that used to play the piano and then drink the beer in one shot, a huge stein of beer, just gulp, it'd be gone. Your mom worked for him? Yeah, it's funny. He used to own a restaurant in Santa Monica called the Fox, and my mom was a waitress there along with her friend. And my mom's German, her friend's German. I think they had another friend that was German that also, they used to trade off the same dreidel dress. You mean Danda? Whatever. Oh, look who else just walked in.
Mike, I think that Jimmy Kimmel seems like a really cool guy there.
Yeah, he used to have that show, The Man Show, with lots of half-naked women. Do you know that? Yes, and the fascination with women in bikinis jumping on trampolines. And somehow that promoted the sale of trampolines. That is excellent exercise. Yeah, that's one way. If you feel like you're out of shape, if you jump on a trampoline, it will tell you how out of shape you really are. Because you feel all your fat and blubber moving in directions that you never thought would, and it's kind of uncomfortable. Not only because it feels uncomfortable, and also because it makes you feel terrible because you realize, oh my God, I'm fat.
I just liked watching the hot women bounce up and down day.
Mike, Valentino doesn't know how to mince words. He knows how to mince onions, though. Do you know that? Wow. I should call you next time I'm making chili and I got to chop up a bunch of onions.
Do it yourself. I'm watching Jimmy Kimmel Day.
He is our God. Do you know that? Well, have fun worshiping at the altar of boring late night guy. But if you're a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel or you love the John F. Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. or the Potomac River or whatever you'd like to comment on, we read your comments on emails from email. And just email me at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. We also have the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Go there to find out where you can find us on iTunes. And if you subscribe to the show in iTunes, more people find out about it. You can also rate this show in iTunes. You can also rate this show in Yelp. We have a link to where to find us on Yelp, where to find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our Mike's Daily Podcast TV. And also the link to the internet radio station where this show is heard 3 times a day at noon, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. KNJO Radio. I used to work at KNJO when I was in my 20s. Eons and eons ago. I didn't used to have to wear a dirndl to work, though, thankfully. You can go to mikesdailypodcast.com for all that, as well as the podcast picture and the blog.
Into an interview.
We're speaking with Canadian country music singer Amy Rose. She's a country music singer. She's from Canada, from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. I've never been there, Amy.
You've never been to Barrie, Ontario?
No.
Oh, gosh, you're going to have to book yourself a ticket. You're going to have to get on a train or a plane or a boat or whatever it is to get you up here, and you're going to come up and you're going to party with me redneck style.
Woo! Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Now, I lived for a short while in Alabama. I'm in California now, but I was invited, when I was in Alabama, I was invited to put a pig in the ground and do some sort of redneck activity like that. Would have been, I didn't get to do that though. Would that have been fun, or are you familiar with that activity?
Yeah, that's definitely not something that I would do. I was thinking more of the lines like, go to the police station, get our pre-mug shots taken, and then go out and dance and party and drink. And then should we meet those mug shots, they're already taken. That way we don't look completely horrible after. You know what I mean?
Brilliant. That is great. That is such great advice. People should take that.
It's pretty well. It's what I live by, right? I'm writing a book about it.
It's like a prenup party. You just get that out of the way ahead of time to be on the safe side.
Exactly. You got it, babe.
So we're talking about country music and about the country lifestyle, and being a country artist, you have the opportunity to wear country clothing. What is your favorite piece of country clothing? Your favorite article of country clothing? Boots, hats, denim?
Probably it would be my jean jacket. I love my jean jacket. I'm not really a hat person, and preferably I love wearing no shoes, so cowboy boots definitely aren't my thing. If I could walk around barefoot, I would do that 24/7.
Woo! Fun. One with the earth. That is great.
Exactly. If I could walk around nude all day, I would do that too, but clearly I want to save people's sights, so...
Wow. See, you're back to a simple way of life. Who needs clothes? That's the ultimate country clothing, being in the country and naked. Or naked, I guess.
No shoot, no shirt, no problem.
So that's fun. I was a country DJ for about 14 years. And I would have to do country events and wear boots, and I did not like to wear boots. It was really painful with my feet. So I guess I'm not as redneck as I really should be.
No, you don't need to wear boots to be redneck. You can totally get away with that wearing the attire, and you just do the whole drinking and hooting and hollering and party, and as long as you don't make out with your cousin at the end of the night, you're good.
All right, just avoid hands off the cousin.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying. And you learned how to yodel.
I did. I yodel. I've been yodeling since I was. I've been working on yodeling. Oh God, I started working on it when I was like 7 or 8, and by the time I was 13, I'd mastered it.
Wow.
And I've been yodeling ever since. I try to incorporate that into some shows. All our shows that we do, we always try to throw in a yodeling song, right? Because the crowd they just can't get enough of it. It's crazy. I didn't realize how popular yodeling was until, I went out to a show, and you kind of have that fan base that follows you around everywhere, right? So, I decided I was going to pull the yodeling song out for the night and just kind of, stick to our mainstream stuff, right? And you have someone in the crowd going, we want the yodel song, play that damn yodeling song. So it's funny.
That's great. And yodeling, how did that get started? I think, was that in the Swiss Alps or something? They were yodeling, or I don't know. It's definitely very country sounding. And
it is, and you know what? Like, I grew up with the likes of like Patsy Cline and Tammy Wynette, right? So I remember hearing Patsy Cline doing a lot of yodeling in her stuff, and I remember saying to my mom, I want to do that. I didn't know what it was, but I want to do it. And sure enough, we looked into it, and it was this thing called yodeling, and from there I was hooked.
I would like to speak to you now, Amy Rose, about Canadian country singers and country bands. And in the early 90s, I found 2 Canadian bands that I really liked. One was the Rankin Family, and the other was called Prairie Oyster. And they were, I think they were Canadian. Anyway, I used to play their albums over and over again. What is it like, the whole Canadian country scene in Canada? Is it you guys kind of know each other, kind of stick together like family, or it's just sort of like is it kind of more like America where everybody's avoiding each other? When they see each other in public, they duck into a car. It's like, oh no, Trace Adkins, I gotta hide. No, I don't. You know what? Canada's a big place, right? And we've got some crazy good talent up here, right? So, I would like to say that we're just like one big family, even though I still have a lot of them to meet. But you know what? Like, with who we associate with now, Western Avenue, they're another group that's trying to make it in the industry as well. And, eventually one day they're going to give Lady A run for their money, because these girls, or these guys and girls, they're, 2 guys and a girl, and they're just fantastic, right? Wow.
And, we come to be this one big family, you know what I mean? Like, there's people in the entertainment industry that I hang out with on a daily basis and, call up for advice or talk to them, right? And I'd like to think that that's what all of Canada's doing, but I can't speak for everybody else. But I just know that, we're good, friendly, down-home people, right? And that's what we like to do, is to help each other succeed.
Because I spoke with some groups out of Nova Scotia, and it's amazing how they all knew each other, and it made me want to move up there and go to a bunch of clubs and watch music every night. Sounded like fun.
Yeah.
But now your offer of going to a redneck party in Barrie, Ontario, and getting our pictures taken first for our mugshots, that sounds very fun.
Right. Just because we don't want to look bad when we do get arrested, right? Because when you're all drinking and stuff, your eyes kind of get all blurry, right? So you want to look good for your mugshot.
Excellent idea. And so...
we don't want to look like Lindsay Lohan.
Poor girl. Bless her. Bless that.
Oh, bless her. She is such a great actress. I love her, actually. I really do.
She had her moments early on, and then kind of went down I don't think it was a redneck road. It was more of a Rodeo Drive road that ended up somewhere.
Hollywood does that to you.
Hollywood. But speaking of towns, you've done some work in Nashville. What are your thoughts on the town of Nashville? I've been there a couple times, and I liked it. It was some, lots of music everywhere you go.
Oh, God, everywhere. I love Nashville, and honestly, you know, there's if I had that opportunity to just pack up my stuff and my family and move there, I certainly would, because it's honestly such a great town, and it's really the heart of music, right? Anybody that wants to be, you know, a singer, that's where they go to make it. And, you know, when I was down there a few months ago, I walked into a bar and I was just flabbergasted by the amount of talent that were there. And there's a lot of Canadians there too. Like when I went down there, I was